Hi, I'm Mia Wood. I'm a professor of philosophy here at Pierce College. I'm looking forward to working with you this semester, fall 2019, online in Philosophy 6, Logic and Practice. What I'm going to do in this video is give you a tour of our Canvas site. So what you'll see is how the Canvas site lays out. I'll explain to you what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and why you're going to do it, so that by the time you're done watching the video, you have a pretty good idea of what is involved in this course. Now, please know that I want you to reach out to me whenever you have questions, problems, and confusions. So I've got online office hours. I also have on-campus office hours if you're able and want to make those. In addition, I host one-on-one or small group conferences using the Confer Zoom tool that you find through Canvas. So more on that in a little bit. And in addition, we have a course embedded tutor. So there's lots of support for you, and I don't want you to think that if you have any issues that you cannot connect with me and with our course tutor. So, we're an online course, but we're very interactive. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look around Canvas. And then if you have any questions, problems, confusions, let me know. I use the Canvas email tool. I use that I check that regularly. So that's a great point of contact. And then of course we can set up video conferences as needed. All right, so let's take a look around. Okay, so this is our course homepage. The far left ribbon of buttons is standard for any Canvas course at Pierce. And then I've customized the links in the on the left-hand side of our main page. So we're on our home page, as I mentioned. Then we have our syllabus, assignments, Confer Zoom, which is our video conferencing tool. It's like FaceTime and Skype. The grade log, a link to our library, Office 365, which is great to have because you can do all sorts of work using the Microsoft Office suite, and you have a cloud space to save it, so that's really helpful. And then class members. Now, what I'm going to spend my time on in this video is the layout of our course, and then where you can find what we're going to do. And then, of course, we'll talk a little bit about how we're going to do what we're going to do. So I hope that the layout here is pretty familiar to you. I hope it feels natural if it's not familiar. So you're here at the start here, or sorry, what you're watching, sorry, is the welcome video, right, that you found here on the main page. And then just below that is a series of links and pages for, links to websites and links to pages for various resources at the college. There are two discussion forums. One is Ask Connor. Connor is our super awesome logic and practice tutor. So more on this in a little bit. In addition, a general discussion forum where you can post all sorts of questions, problems, confusions that you're having. It may be the case that you want to ask your fellow classmates a question, and or it may be the case that you think that others might have the same issue or question that you have, and so you post a message here rather than, for example, sending me an email through our Canvas email tool, or connecting with me during office hours, or on Confer Zoom, or setting up a one-on-one or small group meeting. So that this is a nice general discussion forum. Then everything that you need for this course is here on Canvas. Our textbook is here. I've divided out each of the chapters. And then I'm just going to go back to our home page. We'll talk about navigating via the next and previous buttons in a little bit, but let me just work this way for now. Then our workbook, so basically exercises for each of the sections in each of the chapters of the text. For our course, practice is really important. So you want to take advantage of the workbook and or workbooks for each of the chapters. And then there is a set of keys and answer discussions for each of the exercises. So that's all you're going to need in terms of a textbook and related materials for the course. Then this module will be populated with links to retests, more on that later. And then basically, here's where I'm hoping that you'll find the navigation of this course pretty straightforward, at least the layout, if nothing else. Basically, the course lays out week by week by week by week, right? So just like a standard paper, schedule on your syllabus, um, we've got a module for each week, and then each of the pages under each module lays out the same way. So, for example, week number 1 lays out the same way as week 2, week 3, and so forth. Topics, readings, videos to watch, items to complete. So, for example, here we are in week number 1, week number 2, the same thing. It's not always the case that you'll see a topics section, but by and large, you should. But again, what you will see for every module is something to read, some things to watch, something or things to complete, and so on week by week. Notice here I'm paging through each of our weeks by scrolling down to the bottom of a given page and then hitting the next button. Alternatively, you can click on the home page and go week by week by week. Now let's say we're in week 3 and you want to complete a particular assignment. So let's say a reading quiz. Like I said before, you'll find all of the items for us to complete within a given module. So, reading quiz 2, obviously it's locked, but it's embedded in that window. Alternatively, if you click on the assignments link, you will, and I prefer show by type, you'll see everything laid out according to dates. So we've got reading quizzes, discussion forums, exams, and short paper draft and revision links. Actually, I'm going to move the extra credit around just so that it weights properly. So ignore this for right now. I haven't fixed that yet. So there are a couple of ways then, right, for you to access assignments. One is through the module, and then one is through the assignments page. But my advice is, unless you kind of already know what's on your plate, work through week by week. Go to a given week so that you make sure that you know what you're meant to read. You can watch videos. I'll say more about the videos in a moment, and then you can, work through each of your assignments. Now, I know that under complete, I'll have chapter exercises. Those are not graded, so that's just there as kind of a reminder to you that it's really important for you to practice. This is a skills-based course, and the best way to build skills is to practice, right? Okay, so that's the basic layout. All right, let's go ahead and check out our syllabus now. This is sort of a boilerplate syllabus. Everything that you typically see on a syllabus is on this document that is pasted into this page. So we'll talk a little bit more about the details in a minute. So like I said, boilerplate stuff, and then the schedule. I don't really like the way that the schedule copies and pastes into the window that that you see here, but that's okay because not only do we have the schedule laid out, I think, I hope, fairly cleanly on our homepage, but also if we scroll back up here, you can download a copy of the PDF, or you can open it in the window here. I'm going to come back to this in just a moment, but I also want to alert you to the following. I mentioned ways for you to access, assessments. Um, it may be the case that oh, this date is wrong. I'll fix it. It may be the case that you want to, have a look see, if you will, at the various assignments laid out in sort of a chronological fashion. So you can find that here as well. Okay, so let's come back up to the syllabus. And let's talk a little bit about what we're doing in this course. So this course is a fairly standard critical thinking course, and we're going to talk a bit more in other videos and in our readings and discussions about what exactly critical thinking is. Suffice it to say that our course is not discipline based. Insofar as it's not a critical thinking course, let's say for psychology, or for media studies, uh, that sort of thing. It is a philosophy course, and in that sense, it is a critical thinking course that's devoted to kind of reasoning as such. So reasoning wherever you find it. So there are going to be some overlaps between this particular critical thinking course and others that are maybe a bit more specialized. So what we're going to be doing in this course is working, let's see, let me come back up. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is reading a lot, writing a fair amount by way of our discussion forums. The original posts, that is your original contribution to a discussion forum, is due on a Thursday. Your peer response is due on a Sunday for any given week. We'll also work on reading quizzes. These are true, false, multiple choice. These basically work to get you engaged with the main concepts and skills that you will find in our textbook. And so that when you work on the exams, which are also multiple choice and true, false, you'll have a pretty good bit of practice under your belt. And then the writing that we do in our discussions, we're going to showcase in a short paper. I define a short paper as anywhere from 5 to 8 pages, and let's say approximately 1,500 words, right? So it's not a term paper, but this short paper is a way for you to display your argumentation skills. More specifically, you're going to focus on analyzing and evaluating arguments. So that is what we're going to be doing in the course. And the when of what we're going to be doing, as you saw already, is laid out by date. And then the rest of the schedule, as I mentioned before, is not only on our Canvas homepage, but is also laid out here on our syllabus, again, week by week. Okay, so this gives us, I hope, a pretty good idea of what we're going to be doing together. Other videos, of course, are going to get into substance, so we'll talk in a more meaningful way about what's involved in critical thinking. In the meantime, though, I hope that this helps you get going. I'm really looking forward to working with you, and I hope if you have any questions, problems, confusions, you will take advantage of one of or more of the following options, right? We've got our course embedded tutor. Connor is going to have specific tutoring hours. He will be at the Center for Academic Success on the Pierce campus, but he also holds online office hours. So he'll get with you on those shortly. In fact, those will be posted here on this discussion forum. In addition, use our class general discussion forum, please feel free to send me a message via our Canvas email tool. And then, of course, we'll use Confer Zoom to meet either during office hours or if you want to meet individually or in small groups. If you're on the Pierce campus, you should also feel free to come by my office hours there. I would be delighted to meet with you in person. All right, I'm looking forward to working with you. Let's get started.